Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Matt Fish over at Melt Bar and Grill. Welcome to our Lakewood, Ohio location. This is our flagship space. We've been open here since 2006 and we're hanging out today. I'm going to be making a little bit of food. We're actually making one of our signature sandwiches. Been on the menu since day one. That's going back 15 years ago now. So if you're watching this video 5 years from now, that would be 20 years from now. But it's 2021, I think, 2021. So that's our 15th year anniversary this year, and it's mind-blowing that I've been around for 15 years and that you people in Ohio have put up with me for 15 years. But we're making our world-famous peanut butter and banana sandwich. It's one of my favorites. It's actually one of the sweet sandwiches on our menu. So I'm going to be rolling through a couple ingredients. We're going to be putting the sandwich together. I've already got some candied peanuts working over here. That's basically just roasted peanuts, unsalted peanuts, water, sugar, a little bit of salt. I put that in a pot over there and I got it over a medium to low heat. I'm just simmering. What I'm trying to do is just get rid of the water. I'm trying to have the water evaporate. I want to break that sugar down, and as soon as it happens, we're going to watch it happen, and the sugar is going to start coating the peanuts. So that's going to be, it's looking very slow and boring right now, but once it starts going, it's going to be quick and furious, fast and furious, right? So I'm gonna make our famous, I keep saying famous, but our homemade peanut butter, which is one of my favorite recipes that we do at Melt Bar and Grill. It is a very simple ingredients list. It's a very simple recipe. I am a huge nut butter fan. It's very simple. It is roasted peanuts, it is brown sugar, it is kosher salt, and peanut oil. And I'm gonna be drinking coffee this whole time too. So I'm gonna make this peanut butter. Why not? I hope my Roboku is big enough. And so if you're following along at home, if you're trying to make this, this is a food processor. This is more of a commercial grade food processor. It's a 2.5 quart food processor. So let's pray that everything fits. Because normally we use a very large. We produce all of our recipes. All of our raw ingredients. This is a little insider melt thing you got going on here now, but most of our raw ingredients and most of our recipes are created at our production facility that we have in downtown Cleveland. So we normally make these in very large batches. I'm making about 3 quarts of peanut butter right now, but we literally make this in probably 50-gallon pops at a time. So very, very simple. Like I said, all the ingredients are going to go in at the same time. So I'm putting our peanuts in there, I'm putting our brown sugar in there. I'm going to pour in our peanut oil, and it might get a little loud, but like I was saying before, food processor, any side of food processor works at home. The best one on the market, the worst one on the market. I've actually made this at home with the Ninja. Have you guys ever tried the Ninja before? It's one of those late night television food processors that you can buy. My wife actually bought one for us at home years ago because we never had a food processor, and she kept bugging me. She's like, go buy a food processor, go to your equipment guy, get a food processor, and I never did. So she just bought the Ninja, and it just died like years ago. We've had it for years, and I've used it in different shoots. I've used it at home several times, and it just died. So I picked this nice guy up at our equipment dealer recently, so I might be taking this home with me. We'll see. So put the lid on, turn it on. Let's see what happens. All the love, all the goodness. So our peanut butter at Melt is very different than what you're going to find at the grocery store, your Jif, your Peter Pans of the world. It's even different than a fresh ground peanut butter. This is not smooth. It does stay a little chunky, and it does stay actually a little gritty. You can actually taste and feel, mouthfeel, you feel the brown sugar in there, which I actually like, and a lot of our guests actually like it too. And so the granular brown sugar and also the granular powdered, the kosher salt is still kind of in there. So you get a lot of bites of the brown sugar, obviously, when you're eating, because you guys saw how much brown sugar was in there. Not a lot of kosher salt, but every so often you get that little bite of kosher salt, and it's necessary. So I want you to see this. Come over here and look at this. So that to me is one of the most beautiful things I see. I love peanut butter, one of my favorite things, and I guess I broke the recipe down correctly because I took it down from a mass amount down to a small amount, and it looks pretty perfect. So I'm patting myself on the back right now, and I'm gonna have a celebratory drink of my coffee because math is not my specialty. I hate math. I hate math. One of my worst subjects in school. Hated it. Oh, but it's a necessary component. Thank God somebody created this thing right here that has a calculator on it, because I would be like counting like all melt accounting on my fingers. Doesn't work very well. All right, awesome, 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 awesome. So our peanut butter is done. Actually looks a little more watery than what I like, but so it's kind of coating the spoon. I would personally probably make this a little thicker. If I had more peanuts, I would add a little bit more peanuts to it, but so be it. That's awesome. I'm happy with that. Okay, so we're gonna put that away. So that would be like step one of our peanut butter and banana sandwich. So step two is our sweet cream cheese. So obviously you guys know Melt Barn Grill, we are a gourmet grilled cheese restaurant. So with Cleveland Independence, right? So I'm checking my candied peanuts over here. Still doing good. We're probably about halfway there. Like I said, I've got a low heat going on, medium to low heat. I'm just boiling my water down. It's starting to become more of a syrup. So the sugar and the water are now becoming one, and it's really getting saucy and syrupy in there. So this is gonna break down even farther. That liquid, we really want all that liquid out of there. We're gonna start really caramelizing and candying these peanuts. So that sugar is gonna start to crystallize and caramelize. And so we can move on. So like I said, the next thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna put some gloves on for this guy. So we're making our sweet cream cheese. So as I was starting to say before I gave you the whole story of Melt, was that obviously gourmet grilled cheese restaurant, every sandwich has to have cheese on it. So our peanut butter and banana sandwich obviously needs to have cheese, and it's a sweet sandwich, so we make our own sweet cream cheese at the restaurants. So we start with just regular old cream cheese. I don't want to say regular old because obviously it's high quality, but cream cheese, raw cream cheese. I try to bring it up to room temperature. It's probably a little colder right now. Hasn't been sitting out for too long, but if you're making this at home, try to leave it out, get it to room temp, because it's gonna be a lot easier to work with. Powdered sugar, good amount of powdered sugar, probably more than you think you would need. A little bit of cinnamon, a little back flavor, kind of cool, fun notes in there. So what I'm doing now is I'm just taking my sweet cream cheese, or my cream cheese, and I'm gonna make it into my sweet cream cheese. I'm just getting down and dirty with it. Simple, easy, fun. There's no pretty way to do this. If you have a not a food processor, if you have a mixer at home, this works fantastically with a mixer. This is actually how we make it at our production facility. It was with a very large commercial mixer with a paddle attachment on it. But we're making a very small amount, and I don't have a transportable mixer at my disposal today, so we're just going to mix it up here by hand. So all you want to do is really just incorporate all that powdered sugar in there, get it mixed in as best you can. It's going to be sweet, it's going to be delicious. I'm sure you guys have had sweet cream cheese before, or some sort of variation. If you're any sort of bagel fan in Cleveland or anywhere, honestly, a lot of bagel places now are making their own cream cheeses or having somebody else make them. So there's obviously some sweet versions of it. So this is our take on that. Very simple. It's kind of what it looks like. It's not pretty, but it's good. Verified. It is good. All right, we're getting close. We're getting super duper close over here. So I'm gonna reach over here and throw that away. So you might want to come over here and check out the candied peanuts, just for your curiosity. So we're getting a lot closer. You can see the flame I got there. I apologize if it's a little dirty down there, but it's very low. And I don't want to turn it up. At this point especially, I don't want to turn it up because this is the crucial time when it's make or break here. This is where you don't want to scald, you don't want to burn the sugars. You really want to have a nice even heat. The pan is nice and hot, it's even. It's a nice thick pan. I did not go with a non-stick, but a non-stick will work pretty fantastic with this. I'm hesitant to walk away right now because we're getting very close. So, actually, hold on. I want you to come over and check these candy peanuts out a little bit more because we're getting very close to caramel land here. So you guys can see all the water is gone. Okay, so I've either evaporated or the water has become part of the sugar and syrup here. Reduced down. So I'm starting to see some color with my sugar, which is awesome. I don't want it to be too brown. Obviously, this is personal preference. You can have a nice dark brown sugar. We prefer somewhere, see it's starting to get a little darker there, so I'm going to kill my heat, turn my heat off, and I'm going to let the heat in the pan do the rest of the work because it is going to continue to cook here. But you guys can see like how these peanuts are nice and coated in the sugar. I don't want to go too far overboard here with it. Beautiful. All right, so I'm gonna move that over here so we can kind of slow that cooking process down. The heat in the pan is still screaming hot, so it's gonna do its job. I'm gonna probably mix it up once or twice though until then. But all right, we're back. So we put all of our cool ingredients together for the peanut butter and banana sandwich. So we're going to make the peanut butter and banana sandwich. So every good melt sandwich starts with our amazing bread, and this is a hybrid loaf that myself and the bakers created. We use a bakery out of Pittsburgh, and don't boo me for using somebody in Pittsburgh, but one of the best bakeries I've ever come across. It's called Mediterra Bakehouse. It's out of Pittsburgh. Amazing family-owned bakery, great guys, great girls, great family, great bread, great product. They actually have a stand at the Westside Market. If you guys are interested in trying some of their products, go down there. Ian is the manager at the Westside Market. Say hi to Ian. They make amazing bread, but this is a proprietary loaf that I created with the bakery. It's somewhere between a French and an Italian. You're gonna get the crunchy, tasty, chewy notes of a French bread on the outside, the exterior crust, and the inside is kind of where you're gonna get a little bit of the Italian notes. You're gonna get soft, fluffy, a little yeasty. That's where a lot of the flavor comes from. The reason we kind of created this hybrid loaf is because I wanted to create a loaf. Originally, when we opened Melt, I couldn't find a high quality bread that really stood up to all of our ingredients. You guys have seen our sandwiches. A lot of them are this tall or taller. There's a lot of heavy ingredients on there, a lot of wet ingredients sometimes. So any sort of normal bread that we would find and use would kind of shrink and wouldn't hold the weight very well. It would kind of get concaved in the middle or would just turn into mush. So this is a very strong and sturdy bread, strong bread, but it's also very flavorful and delicious. So we use a vegan margarine, and we margarine both sides. We spread the margarine evenly and a little thicker on both sides of the bread. So I've got a hot flat top here. I keep this at 400 degrees. That's what we do at all the Melt locations, 400 degrees flat top. You can obviously use a pan at home. You can obviously use a griddle at home. Or if you happen to have a awesome 3 or 4 foot flat top at your house, you're more than welcome to use that too. So I'm gonna throw our bread on here. So we're gonna toast that. We toast both sides of the bread. Why do we toast both sides of the bread? Well, I'll tell you. We toast both sides of the bread because A, helps with the stability. Again, toasting now the bread adds a little bit, another layer, another building block of the stability for the bread, but also adds a lot of flavor. So the toasty notes that you get out of a grilled cheese sandwich, and you bite into it and you first hit that crunchy bottom and top crunch, there's a lot of nutty flavors that are in there, a lot of nutty notes, a lot of caramelized flavors. so we get that on the top and the bottom. So we're gonna toast that bread a little bit. It's gonna take a couple minutes. So right here we've got our bananas. Obviously you guys are familiar with what a banana is, I'm sure, at home or wherever you're watching this. So we're gonna peel my banana. Peel my banana. Peel my banana. I brought 2, I don't think I need 2. So I am going to cut my banana down. There's really no rhyme or reason to why or how you're going to cut this banana, because it's not going to really resemble this after we're done with it. I normally would cut it on a bias just to get some bigger slices out of it. I am going to first take my flat top. I'm going to throw a little oil on there, right here in the corner. And I'm going to take my banana. I'm going to put it right on there. All right, so we are going to caramelize that banana on the flat top, like so. Check on our bread. Do a little cheater look. We'll go a little bit longer than that. It's not dark enough for me. Beautiful. It's on its way. It's on its way. Caramelizing our banana. We're on our way. This smells awesome. Too bad you can't smell this. I'm still waiting for them to come up with smell-o-vision. Every time I do like a TV show or a video of some sort, like I'm always smelling these great smells, and I'm trying to tell people what it smells like. It's awesome, but maybe someday, somebody out there, maybe I'll have my son or my daughter work on smell-o-vision. So all we're doing is with this banana, we're basically doing the same thing we did with those candy peanuts over there. I'm just caramelizing the sugars in here. I'm heating those sugars up enough to the point where they're burning and they're starting to create caramel. So here, come in, get in here, come on. See how dark that's getting, how nice? Getting very close to our finished product. And again, the banana doesn't really resemble what happened with it beforehand, so I'm gonna grab a bowl because I want to take this off. Stick that in there. Delicious. Delicious. Banana sugar. It's awesome. Okay, we're gonna flip our bread. Boop. So like so. So that's perfect toast for me. We can go a little darker, we can go a little lighter, but I think that's perfect. Right there. So obviously when you're toasting both sides of the bread is either room temperature or a little cold. So when you first add it, it's going to take a little bit of time, about 2 to 3 minutes, to toast on the one side. But now the bread's been on this 400-degree flat top for 3 to 4 minutes, so the bread has significantly warmed up. So when I flipped it over, that side has already got the margarine melted. It's already ready to take on those toasty flavors. So my gut says that we're going to be, oh, I was wrong. We're not as close as I thought we'd be. So, okay, so I'm going to flip it back over. I'm going to match it up. So I've got my herb cream cheese from before. Do you guys remember? I've also got a little spatula here. So I'm going to take our herb cream cheese. I'm going to spread it liberally. In theory, there's supposed to be 4 ounces of cream cheese on this sandwich, because we use 4 ounces of cream cheese, or sorry, 4 ounces of cheese on all the sandwiches that melt, so about a 1/4 pound of cheese on all the sandwiches. So I'm kind of just spitballing here. I want to cover it up, but it'll be very close to approximately 4 ounces. You can obviously go more, you can obviously go less. Your prerogative. Go back to my peanuts here. Or not, sorry, my banana. So I'm going to put my banana on this side here, like so. Right there. All right, so I'm going to grab my sheet tray. I'm going to toss this on a sheet tray here. I'm going to throw it up here in this cheese melter. You can use an oven at home. What I'm really going to do is I just want to melt that cheese slightly. Now I've got heat come from the top, so this is essentially like a broiler. Pretty darn hot up there, so if you use a broiler at home, keep an eye on it. I would not suggest using the broiler at home. I would just suggest setting your oven at home to 350 degrees, 400 degrees. Pop it in for 35 seconds, 40 seconds, a minute. Keep an eye on it. I don't want to get any caramelized, any darkness to the cheese. Really, I'm just going to try to heat up that bread even more. I want to melt the cream cheese down slightly. So you might not even see a difference when I bring it back out. But believe me, it's hot up there. All right. You can see I got a little bit of color on the cheese there. Not much. All right, so I'm gonna put it on the cutting board. There. All right. So I'm gonna take my peanut butter, and I lost my spoon. Oh, wait, I've got a solution. Got a solution. All right, so we're gonna take our peanut butter. Add our peanut butter on both sides. And this sandwich is A, delicious, B, one of my favorite sandwiches on the melt menu, but C, it is also one of the messiest sandwiches you're probably going to ever eat in your entire life. So I'm putting the candied peanuts on there. I'm going to close the sandwich. I'm going to be gentle, try not to send all the ingredients flying everywhere, which I didn't succeed at very well. And then voila, the melt peanut butter and banana. It's very delicious. I'm going to eat this banana. Right. Pretty good. So that's the Melt Bar and Grill peanut butter and banana sandwich. I am signing off with my very messy fingers here. So thanks for watching, guys. Matt Fish over at Melt Bar and Grill in Lakewood. Check us out on the web, meltbarngrill.com.